If your child keeps looking at the picture instead of the actual word, that usually means they are leaning on visual clues to help them. And that makes perfect sense. The picture is easier. A child can often guess a lot from an image without really reading anything at all. So if they see a picture of an apple, they might say apple right away, even if they have not looked at the letters. That is why this can sometimes fool parents. It looks like they are reading, but it is not always reading. Sometimes the child is using the picture as the main clue and barely paying attention to the word itself. And the problem with that habit is simple. Pictures are not always going to carry them. At some point, the child has to get used to looking at the letters and working out the word from the print, not just from the image. And that is a big part of early reading. So if your child keeps going straight to the picture, the goal is not to get rid of the pictures. Rather, the goal is to make sure the picture is not doing all the work. You want the child to start giving more attention to the word itself. That means slowing them down a little and bringing their eyes back to the letters. What is the first letter? What sounds do these letters make? Can you work through the word instead of just guessing from the picture? That is the shift you want. Because once a child gets into the habit of using the printed letters first, they are building a real reading skill. And that is much more reliable than guessing from an image. This is also one reason extra practice with simple words can help. The more experience a child gets looking carefully at words, the less likely they are to depend only on the picture. And that is where Spell Blaster can fit in very nicely. The game gives kids another chance to use the picture as a clue, but then they still have to pay attention to the letters that spell the word. That gives your child another way to practice looking at the letters without making it feel like another boring reading worksheet. So if your child keeps looking at the picture instead of the word, the answer is not just look harder. The answer is to start guiding their attention back to the print and make sure the letters are doing the real work. And if you want an extra activity that helps your child practice paying attention to the letters instead of relying only on the picture, you can check out Spell Blaster at the link below.